Good morning. This is Denise O'Connor with Counseling for Quality Living. One of my clients asked me to discuss the concept of happiness. She said that very often people ask, "Are you happy? What makes you happy?" And just the word happy itself doesn't sit right with her. Well, I share her thoughts on the word happy. I believe that it is misused, very similar to the word love, which is often misused. And that most often, when people use the word happy, they are really talking about contentment, fulfillment, and worthiness. I want to share with you, to begin this little discussion, Dr. Glasser's definition of happiness. He said, happiness or mental health, he equated the two, is enjoying the life you are choosing to live, getting along well with the people near and dear to you, doing something with your life you believe is worthwhile, and not doing anything to deprive anyone else of the same chance for happiness you have. So within that definition that Dr. Glasser gave us, he tells us 3 things to do and 1 thing not to do if we would like to lead a life that we could consider happy or that we could be content with. Now, we must understand that it is impossible to be happy every day, 24 hours a day. What we strive for is to have more good days than bad, and that when we are having days that are not so good, that we can self-evaluate and change or work to change some of the things that are keeping us from the level of contentment that we would like to have. And so Dr. Glasser's first point, enjoying the life you are choosing to lead, speaks to that. Many of the circumstances we find ourselves in are either the results of a choice we've made or flat out a choice we have made. We are responsible for most of the things that we are living with today and every day. If we find ourselves with parts of the life that we have that we do not like, that aren't bringing us contentment, then we do have the choice to evaluate that, to figure out what might be able to be done differently. This may take time. It may take more education or changes to be made in our financial states, where we live, etc. But the worst thing we can do, the very worst thing we can do, is to agree to remain stuck in a situation that we are not happy with and that is not serving us well and bringing us contentment. We must recognize that being stuck is a choice. Can we fix all problems 100%? Perhaps not. But in most situations, a little bit better will still bring us more contentment. So take a close look at your life that you're choosing to live. Realize and be aware that many of your circumstances are your choice. And work to change the things that are not working well for you. The next point that Dr. Glasser makes is that in order to be content or happy, we must get along reasonably well with those near and dear to us. Dr. Glasser said that give him an example of any problem that you're experiencing in your life, and he can show you a current day relationship that is lacking, that is contributing to the problem you are experiencing. Dr. Glasser believed that our relationships are the foundation for our happiness and contentment in life, because the need for love and belonging is the need that drives most all of our behaviors, because we are humans that want to be in relationship with others. Our relationships, whether it's with a coworker, a family member, a friend, a spouse, a child, a sibling, have almost everything to do with our level of contentment, because it reflects its image on other parts of our life. So beginning to work on nurturing and sustaining good relationships with those near and dear to you are very, very important. The next thing that Dr. Glasser mentions in his definition of happiness is to be doing something with your life that is meaningful to you. When our lives have meaning, when we feel passion about certain things, when we belong to and encounter civic groups, clubs, volunteer work that we feel is allowing us to have a contribution in this world, it gives us self-worth, it feeds our helping nature, and it provides contentment. If our job or our career is not the thing that provides meaning for us, maybe our family or work outside of our job provides meaning. But in order to truly grasp the meaning of happiness and contentment, and to feel it and to live it, we must believe that our lives are meaningful, that what we do and who we are matters in this world, or at least to some people that you care deeply about. So if you are not feeling content with your life, happy with your life, perhaps you need to explore what meaningful things you have in your life, and explore some ways to put more meaning into your life, to work on things that you're passionate about and to contribute. And the last thing that Dr. Glasser said, the thing not to do, is to deprive others in some way of the same chance for happiness you have. When we try to control other people, when we believe that we know what's best for other people, when we force our opinion on other people, or offer our advice when our advice has not been asked for, not only does that damage relationships, but it deprives others of experiencing the same chance for happiness that we have. No one, whether it's a child of 5 or a person of 105, no one likes to be controlled. Everyone likes to make their own choices and feel that they have the opportunity and the freedom to make their own choice. External control, or trying to control others, brings on a great deal of negativity. Our body craves what we constantly feed it. If we feed our body with negativity, bad news, anger, dwell on things that are dark and ugly, surround ourselves with negative people, negative media, negative thoughts, then our body begins to crave that access to negativity in order to feel normal, if that is your normal. When we find ourselves surrounded by negative people or negative things, we very often begin to mirror that. We mirror it in our everyday lives, where little things become annoying and irritating, where every other word that comes out of our mouth is an insult or a negative comment, where we can find a problem for every solution. So let's be careful about feeding our body negativity, either from the outside coming in or the inside coming out. Let's work to trade off some of that negativity with things that serve us well. Take action to change the things that we feel are wrong, instead of just sitting and marinating in it. I hope that this discussion of happiness has been helpful, and I hope that my clients that are watching this have taken some notes and jotted down some questions and some thoughts they may have for our next session. But remember, the extent to which we will have a happy existence in this world and find contentment are based on these things. Choosing to live a life that you enjoy. Getting along reasonably well with those near and dear to us. Doing something with your life that is meaningful to you, and not doing anything that will deprive another of the same chance for happiness that you have. Maybe we can all take a few minutes to think about those 4 points. And if there is one that you feel you can make improvements on, try to do that. And then ask yourself how improving that one section has led to a higher level of happiness / contentment / meaningfulness in your life. Have a great day.